It's World Series time, the premier event in all of sports. This annual baseball classic is unmatched in thrills, suspense, and in its universal appeal that captures the imagination of the entire country and reaches millions more in other nations around the globe.
Let's go! Batter up! We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game today. The fans are out to get a ticket or two. From Walla, Washington to Kalamazoo. It's a beautiful day for a home run, but even a triple's okay. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo at the ball game today. Batter up, strike one. The game has just begun and the home team's out to win. Very swing, right two. And the pitcher dipsy-do, genius fastball pop right in. This is it. You're right three. Fans are tearing up the chairs, but what the heck, who cares? It's a beautiful day for a ball game,
The Dodgers are appearing in their 13th World Series and their third in the last 4 years. However, it's the first time for the Baltimore Orioles, who rejoined the American League in 1954. Star shortstops Luis Aparicio and Maury Wills compare notes. Each has stolen over 400 bases. Brooks Robinson, Baltimore's brilliant fielding third baseman, loosens up. The starting pitchers for the opener are veteran Don Drysdale and 23-year-old Dave McNally. Commissioner William Eckert, who succeeded Ford Frick last winter, is in charge of his first World Series. The rival managers, Hank Bauer of the Orioles and Walter Alston of the Dodgers, both appear in a jovial mood when the photographers get them together. Bauer appeared in 9 World Series as a player with the New York Yankees, but this is his first as a manager. It's the 6th series for Alston, who has won 4, which is tops for any National League manager. The nation's leading sports writers and broadcasters are ready to describe the excitement and the drama of every play. Television cameras transmit the action to millions. Dave McNally, who has won 13 and lost 6 during the season, warms up. On the other side, Don Drysdale also loosens up. He has won 3 and lost only 1 in World Series play. Alston and Bauer join the umpires and discuss ground rules. The color guard marches out for the flag raising. The Dodger reserves join the regulars, who already have been introduced to the crowd. Both teams are lined up for the playing of the national anthem, and the crowd also comes to attention. Commissioner William Eckert throws out the first ball. Beautiful Dodger Stadium is packed, and the fans are getting edgy with excitement. And there go the Dodgers onto the field, and the World Series is underway. Don Drysdale walks to the mound for his warm-up throws, while Luis Aparicio looks on. Aparicio is the hitter. The Dodgers are ready, and the game is on. With a count at 1 ball and 1 strike, Aparicio lifts a fly ball to right field, and Lou Johnson comes in to make the catch. Russ Snyder walks to become the first base runner, and Drysdale takes his time. Frank Robinson gets ready at the plate. Robbie looks at a pitch. Drysdale comes to a set position, delivers again, and Frank rips into this one. Tommy Davis going back, but it's gone. It's in there for a home run. Russ Snyder rounds third base and trots on home with the first run of this 1966 World Series. And here comes Frank Robinson. He's still spearheading the Orioles, just as he did during the season in pacing their pennant drive. Robbie led the circuit in hitting, runs batted in, and homers to become the first American League Triple Crown winner since Mickey Mantle in 1956. Brooks Robinson is next at the plate. Drysdale pitches and again makes it too good. And Tommy Davis just watches this one go. It's another home run, even longer than Frank Robinson. The back-to-back home runs have shaken Drysdale, and Junior Gilliam talks with him. Brooks Robinson completes his home run trot with all the glad-handing repeated all over again by the jubilant Orioles, who now have taken a quick 3-0 lead. Maury Wills walks to open the Dodger first. Willie Davis awaits his batting turn. There he goes. Wills is off and running. Maury, who stole a record of 104 bases in 1962, beats the throw with a beautiful fall-away slide. But the Dodgers can't get him home. In the Baltimore second, with Andy Etchebarren on base and 2 out, Drysdale faces Snyder. And Russ lines a single to left. Etchebarren scores easily from second when the throw to the plate is wild. The Orioles now return to the field with a 4-0 lead. Dave McNally gets ready to face the Dodgers in the second inning. Jim Lefebvre leads off for Los Angeles. McNally winds and delivers, and so does Lefebvre. He gets all his power into a swing that rockets the ball into the stands in left center. It's a 400-foot homer for the star second baseman, who led the Dodgers with 24 round-trippers during the season. All year long, he's been manager Alston's most consistent power hitter. Wes Parker, the Dodgers' slick-fielding first baseman, follows Lefebvre to the plate. McNally fires, and Parker slices one down the right field line. Some over-anxious fan reaches over and picks up the ball, and it's a ground rule double. The interference probably cost Parker a triple. The Oriole bullpen suddenly gets busy. McNally is having trouble with his control, and Gilliam walks. With Gilliam now on first and Parker on second base, 1 run in and nobody out, Etchebarren decides to have a talk with McNally, and so does pitching coach Harry Burkeen. Roseboro drives the next pitch to right center, but Snyder grabs it with a great lunging catch. Let's take another look at that catch. He's still on the dead run when he spears the ball. Then loses his footing and plunges headlong to the turf. It's a great clutch play that probably robbed the Dodgers of 2 runs. With 2 men on and 1 out, Lefebvre walks in the Dodger third to load the bases, all on passes. McNally just can't get the ball over, and manager Hank Bauer goes to the mound. Bauer decides he can't gamble further with McNally and dismisses the young southpaw for the day. He calls in Moe Drabowsky, veteran right-hander who won 6 games without a loss in relief this year. The bases are loaded with only 1 out. Wes Parker is the next Dodger hitter. Drabowsky pitches, and Parker strikes out. That's the 2nd out in the inning. Drabowsky's 3-2 pitches inside, and Junior Gilliam walks. That forces Lou Johnson across the plate, and cuts Baltimore's lead 4-2. The bases are still loaded with Dodgers with 2 away. The count again goes to 3-2. Roseboro swings, and it's a pop foul behind the plate. Etchebarren grabs it to retire the side. The Orioles score another run in the 4th. Moe Drabowsky really starts pouring it on in the Dodger 4th. In fact, he equals an all-time World Series record. 6 strikeouts in a row. Pinch hitter Jim Barbieri strikes out. Next, it's Maury Wills doing it. Willie Davis swings at a third. In the 5th inning, Lou Johnson fans. Tommy Davis misses a crackling curveball. Then it's Jim Lefebvre whipping on a fastball for number 6 in a row. It's an amazing feat. Only one pitcher ever did it before in a World Series game. With 2 on and 2 out in the 7th, Tommy Davis forces Willie Davis at second base. And umpire Chris Pellicudis makes the call. Willie argues, but it's all in vain. The Orioles still retain their 5-2 margin. The Los Angeles fans, who have seen their scrappy Dodgers win many an uphill fight, still are hopeful in the 9th. Catcher Etchebarren goes out to talk with Drabowsky. This is the farthest Moe has gone in relief all year. Johnny Roseboro leads off for the Dodgers, and he strikes out on a fastball moving away from him. Ron Fairley pinch hits for Ron Peronowski. Drabowsky still has plenty left as he whips a 3rd strike past Fairley. Maury Wills is the last Dodger hope to keep the game alive. Wills gets ready and calmly takes a pitch for a strike. Drabowsky goes into his windup, fires, and Wills grounds out to Dave Johnson. The game is over. The Baltimore Orioles win 5-2. The players rush to congratulate Drabowsky. It was a dramatic victory for the veteran pitcher, who has had more than his share of heartaches in a checkered career. He was salvaged from the minors by the Orioles last winter. It was a big victory for Baltimore. The Dodgers had never lost a World Series game before in Chavez Ravine in 5 previous appearances. The Orioles appear wonderfully relaxed, and so does Joe Cronin, president of the American League, who is seated with owner Gene Autry of the California Angels. The Robinson boys, Frank and Brooks, whose back-to-back homers started the Orioles rolling yesterday, have been team leaders all season long. Moe Drabowsky is still savoring the joy of his spectacular record-tying relief performance. President Warren Giles of the National League hopes for a little better luck today. Sandy Koufax and Jim Palmer are today's starting pitcher. The incomparable Koufax won 27 this year, a National League record for lefties. The youthful Palmer had 15 victories. The Dodger fans are out in force as usual. They've shattered all of baseball's attendance records while rolling up an attendance total of more than 20 million in 9 years in Los Angeles. The Dodgers take the field eager to come back and square the series. Koufax, who takes his final warm-up pitches, goes into this game with 19 consecutive scoreless innings in World Series competition. Luis Aparicio leads off for Baltimore. Koufax pitches with a 2-2 count. and Aparicio pulls a grounder to deep short. Wills goes far to his right for a fine backhanded stop of the ball. He makes a leaping throw, but little Louis beats it out for the base hit. Baltimore takes the field for the Dodger half of the inning. The 20-year-old Palmer seems calm enough as he warms up for his first World Series appearance. Jim pitches to Wills, and the first ball is hit right back at him. The youngster knocks it down and throws Maury out. Ron Fairley walks to open the Dodgers' second. Lou Johnson comes up with one man out. Johnson pokes a little blooper into short right field. Robinson slips on the loose turf, and Johnson dives headfirst into second. Fairley, meanwhile, pulls up at third. Koufax surveys the situation from the batting circle. Wes Parker is purposely passed to fill the bases. With two out, the Orioles prefer to pitch to Koufax. Jim Palmer takes his time in this critical situation. Koufax swings at the first pitch and lifts an easy pop-up to Dave Johnson. And that ends the Dodger threat. In the Oriole third, Etchebarren watches a third strike go by. Sandy's control has been amazing, with 25 strikes out of 28 pitches. In the Oriole fifth inning, Boog Powell leads off with a sharp single to left field. Koufax gets set to pitch with one out. Paul Blair lifts a fly to center. Willie Davis moves under it, but he's lost it in the sun. The ball falls behind him. He retrieves it quickly, but Blair reaches second, and Powell goes to third. Etchebarren hits another fly to shallow center field. Willie Davis drifts in easily. No! He drops it, and Powell scores. Willie fires hurriedly to third base, and it goes wild, and Blair also scores. Let's see that in slow motion. Davis apparently sees the ball because he calls for it. But the ball seems to hit the heel of his mitt as he closes the glove. Then, after retrieving the ball, Willie, in his effort to redeem himself, throws too hastily. He is charged with 2 errors on this play and 3 in the inning. Now, manager Walt Alston talks to Koufax. With 2 out, Aparicio rips one past Gilliam down the left field line. And Etchebarren scores while Aparicio scampers around the second base with a stand-up double. Baltimore leads 3-0. Frank Robinson walks to the plate to start the 6th inning for the Orioles. On a 3-2 count, Frank hammers a long drive to right center that falls between Willie Davis and Ron Fairley. Robbie races around to third for an easy triple. Now let's see what really happened. Fairley and Davis both are there in time, but they hesitate, stop, and back off while the ball drops between them. Koufax now faces the massive Boog Powell, and the big fellow singles to right center. And Frank Robinson trots home with another run. Dodger fans aren't too happy as Baltimore now has pulled away to a 4-0 lead. Ron Peronowski is pitching for the Dodgers in the Baltimore 8th. The Orioles have 2 on and none out, and Coach Billy Hunter is flashing signs. Powell is primarily a power hitter, but in this situation, he lays down a beautiful sacrifice bunt, and both runners advance. Peronowski pitches to Dave Johnson, who slashes a hit off Ron's shins, and Frank Robinson scores. Ron makes a desperation throw while he's falling. It goes wild, and Brooks Robinson also scores. Phil Regan, who has been the Dodger bullpen ace this year with 14 victories and only 1 defeat, comes in to relieve Peronowski and checks the Oriole rally, with Baltimore leading 6-0. Tommy Davis pinch hits to open the Dodger 8th. Jim Palmer continues to go calmly about his work as he faces Davis. Tommy Davis, a 2-time batting champion, comes through with a single to right. It's only the 4th hit the Dodgers have been able to get. And Palmer stops the threat right there. Going into the 9th, Palmer still appears strong. His magnificent overhand delivery seems effortless as he gets his full body into the pitch. Ron Fairley is the first hitter, and he strikes out. Lefebvre walks to keep alive the faintest hope for the Dodgers. Lou Johnson is up next. With a 1-1 count, Johnson swings from his heel. But he flies to left field, and Curt Blefary takes it easily. Now Palmer is only 1 out away from a shutout victory, with Roseboro the hitter. Palmer's fastball crackles again, and Roseboro pops up behind short. Aparicio grabs it, and the Orioles win 6-0 for their 2nd straight victory. Andy Etchebarren and Boog Powell rush to congratulate Palmer, and then he's surrounded by all of the happy Orioles. Palmer's triumph made history because at 9 days short of his 21st birthday, he's the youngest pitcher ever to achieve a shutout in a World Series. For Sandy Koufax, there was only sympathy from all Dodger rooters. The Orioles board the jet plane that takes them back to their home grounds as the World Series shifts to Baltimore. After 2 quick victories, this flight should be a smooth and happy one. Baltimore is one of America's oldest and most historic cities, but modern new buildings are reaching skyward everywhere in the city's extensive redevelopment program. Memorial Stadium is one of the marks of Baltimore's great progress. It was built for the new Orioles when Major League Baseball returned here in 1954. Walter O'Malley, owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and Mrs. O'Malley arrive early to cheer the Dodgers. Claude Osteen, a 17-game winner this year, warms up for the Dodgers. Wally Bunker, another Baltimore youngster of 21, also starts loosening up. Baltimore fans are eager to see their heroes in action. Dick Brown, the Oriole catcher who was out all season after a serious operation, throws out the first ball. There come the spirited Orioles bouncing out of the dugout. Bunker takes his final warm-up. arm trouble this year held his record to 10-6. Maury Wills gets ready to lead off. The Dodger shortstop opens the game by striking out. Wes Parker is the next batter. Bunker's fastball is fairly sizzling, and he strikes out Parker on the third pitch. Wally's first pitch is hit to left field by Willie Davis, and Lefebvre charges across and just short of the wall makes the catch. In the Dodgers' second, Fairley's smash rips the glove off Bunker's hand, and Ron beats it out for a hit. Lou Johnson steps to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. Bunker delivers, and Lou hits sharply to short. Aparicio flips it to Dave Johnson, who relays to first for a fast twin killing. That ends the inning. After Powell singles in the Baltimore second inning, with 1 out, Wills signals to Lefebvre. Claude Osteen, who has a wonderfully smooth style, goes into his windup and pitches. Dave Johnson swings on a 3-2 pitch and wraps a grounder to Maury Wills at shortstop. Maury fields the ball cleanly and wastes as little motion as possible as he fires to Lefebvre for the force out. Jim pivots quickly, and it's a double play. So far, the game is still scoreless. John Kennedy is up in the Dodger third. The young third sacker slashes the ball through the middle. But there goes Aparicio, and he reaches out and spears it. What a play. It looked like it was through there for a hit. Now little Louis puts on the brakes and throws perfectly to first base. Though Kennedy just can't believe it. And neither can the crowd. One out, and Wes Parker is the batter in the Dodger fourth. Bunker gets 2 quick strikes on Parker. Then Wes slams the ball to deep right center. And it bounces into the bleachers for a ground rule double. And for the second time, Wes has lost a possible triple. Aparicio and Etchebarren huddle briefly with Bunker. Following Fairley's walk, there now are 2 on and 2 out. However, Wally retains his poise, and Lefebvre fans on a wicked sinker to choke off another Dodger threat. Paul Blair comes up in the Oriole fifth with 2 out. Osteen cuts loose with his first pitch, and Blair connects solidly. There it goes. Back. It's a home run. A fan caught the ball out there. It's a 430-foot drive. A tremendous blast. This is a big one indeed at this point. All the Orioles are on their feet applauding Blair as he heads into the dugout. And the Orioles are in the lead 1-0. Lefebvre bats in the Orioles sixth. And the slugging outfielder rifles a liner toward right, but Parker leaps up for a spectacular one-handed catch. It ends the inning and keeps the Dodgers within striking distance of the Orioles. Baltimore fans are tense as the game goes into the ninth, with the Orioles still clinging to that narrow 1-0 edge. First man up for the Dodgers is Ron Fairley. And Ron fans on a fastball breaking away from him. Then Dave Johnson throws out Lefebvre for the second out. Andy Etchebarren urges Bunker to keep pouring it on. Lou Johnson swings and misses for strike 2. There are 2 out, but it takes only 1 swing to tie the score. So far, it's been Bunker's best effort of the season since he hasn't had a shutout all year. Uncoiled from his beautifully balanced windup, Wally fires another fastball. Johnson takes a terrific cut. But he tops the ball for a grounder to short. Aparicio gathers it in easily and takes his time on the throw. And the Orioles win 1-0 for their 3rd straight victory. Brooks Robinson and Aparicio lead the charge to congratulate Bunker. And the other hero is Paul Blair. Only twice before has a 1-0 World Series game been decided by a homer. Boog Powell and Brooks Robinson warm up before Game 4. Paul Blair is one happy fella after blasting a homer that won yesterday's game 1-0. Andy Etchebarren, who has done an excellent job behind the plate, and Dave Johnson are rookies who have been prominent in the Orioles' success all year. And here is Hank Bauer with Wally Bunker and Jim Palmer, young pitching stars who have shut out the Dodgers in their first World Series appearances. Jerry Hoffberger, principal owner and chairman of the board of the Baltimore Orioles, is enjoying the results thus far. Dave McNally begins warming up for a rematch with Don Drysdale, who opposed him in the opening game. Vice President Hubert Humphrey throws out the first ball. The Orioles bounce onto the field brimming with confidence. McNally walks to the mound. Wills approaches the plate. The Orioles are ready. And the game is on. With Wills swinging at the first pitch, he flies out to Dave Johnson in short center to bring the first cheer from the record Baltimore baseball crowd of 54,458. Curt Blefary walks in the 2nd inning, and the Orioles have 2 on with 1 out. That brings Dave Johnson up, and he grounds to Lefebvre. Who forces Blefary at second. Curt tries to break up the double play by sliding into Wills. But Maury gets off the throw, then leaps high to avoid a collision. The throw is perfect, and it's a double play to end the inning. Frank Robinson steps to the plate in the Oriole 4th with 1 out and nobody on. Drysdale fires, and Robbie blasted deep to left. It's a home run. A tremendous drive of 410 feet. That's number 2 for Robbie in the series. He topped the majors with 49 during the season, and Dodger pitching hasn't been able to slow him down a bit. Frank heads for the bench, and a hero's welcome from his mates as well as the fans. With 2 out, Drysdale faces Powell, and the big fella gets all his brawn into a towering drive to center. Willie Davis goes to the fence, leaps, and he has it. That catch is almost unbelievable. Let's see it again in slow motion. Willie quickly gauges the ball's depth and heads for the fence. Now he looks again and sees it to his right. He takes 5 strides laterally along the fence. Then up he goes for the ball. Up and back, in fact, because the ball actually was beyond the fence when he grabbed it. In the Dodger 5th inning, Jim Lefebvre leads off with a single to center. McNally now comes to a set position, and Parker slaps a twisting grounder to Brooks Robinson's left. Robbie grabs the ball with both hands. regains his balance and makes a perfect letter-high throw to force Lefebvre at second. Johnson then pivots to get the double play. Dave McNally cuts loose a curveball. Fans Roseboro, and it's a World Series record of 29 consecutive innings in which the Dodgers fail to score. Don Drysdale goes to the mound for the Oriole fifth. With 2 out, Drysdale faces Echeverry, and the young catcher strikes out. In the Dodger eighth, McNally, who has allowed only 3 hits, goes to a 3-2 count on Lefebvre, who's leading off. Jim connects with full power and explodes a long one to center field. Blair races back and makes a sensational catch, robbing Lefebvre of a homer. And manager Bauer deserves an assist because he had just sent Blair into center as a defensive move. In the Dodger ninth, Dick Stewart gets ready to pinch hit for John Kennedy. McNally is in fine rhythm today as he tries to protect a 1-0 edge. He whistles one past Stewart, and umpire John Rice calls strike 3. Al Ferrara is the next pinch hitter. Ferrara, who packs a lot of power, lashes at the first pitch and singles to center. The Dodgers now have the tying run on base. Aparicio comes in to talk with McNally. Nate Oliver runs for Ferrara. McNally pitches high and outside on a 3-1 count, and Maury Wills walks. The Dodgers now have 2 on with only 1 out. Oliver takes his lead as McNally gets set to pitch to Willie Davis. Willie swings and lifts a pop fly to right that Frank Robinson takes easily, and the runners have to hold. Harry Burkeen, Oriole pitching coach, talks with McNally. They want no mistakes now, for McNally is facing Lou Johnson, who led the Dodgers in runs batted in this season. After 2 quick strikes, McNally pitches again, and Johnson flies to center. Blair is there. He takes it, and the Orioles are the new world champions. The leaping Blair is joined by Frank Robinson and Russ Snyder. Meanwhile, the celebration in the infield is just as wild. A mad, swirling mass of delirious Orioles. It's the first sweep for the American League since 1950. And the Baltimore Orioles, who were supposed to be short of pitching, set a new World Series record of 33 consecutive scoreless innings. Started by the veteran Moe Drabowsky and finished by 3 youngsters named Palmer, Bunker, and McNally. Baltimore, the birthplace of Babe Ruth and the home of the famed old Orioles of the 90s, now has some shining new heroes who played errorless baseball during the entire World Series. Manager Hank Bauer and his amazing 1966 World Champions.